We are on to map 2 in the first group stage of the night here in Group D of Valorant Challengers North America Split 3. 10 Rec and Marks. Sorry, I'm too used to my duo. Marks and 10 Rec here with our... I'm so sorry. That's awful.
That's okay. So sorry, I'll never fill the shoes really that have been set in front of me. I'm so sorry,
I just miss my Maxi. I'm sorry. No, this is OG Duo. I'm kidding. This is fine. But... for real though, after a really stunning performance from this Blue Water squad on Ascent and Trust and Plug having no real answer on an attack that they just really didn't seem to give much time to, which I get. I'll defend that. We go to Sunset with a pretty heavy idea of where we're going, Mark. So I'm thinking of map 3's on the table.
It's definitely possible right now. I don't want to count the Blue Waters out. I mean, it looked like night and day when the Blue Waters started their first half on attack, and then as soon as they swap onto the defense, it's just like, hey, we're driving the car now. Let's see how we can go to map number 2. Oh, on the express lane, because they only lost one single round on their defending side to Trust and Plug. So the Blue Waters show a lot of promise. And once again, this is continuing that narrative that we might be still seeing these upset of these Challengers teams. Once again, Trust and Plug, the initial core, as well as the staff of formerly Blin Esports coming in here. But like you said, it's Sunset, and quite frankly, I would not expect Trust and Plug to be not good on this map, but Blue Water as well. I mean, at this point, so many teams have been running Sunset. This one is pretty cracked wide open as to how you want to play these compositions, how you want to play the actual map. Of course, on this current patch, there are a couple of changes, but it doesn't change the overall macro of it. Just maybe you can't spray outside and behind that box as easily before, but beyond that, this is Sunset. And honestly, this could go either way. I'm expecting a close map.
Yeah, a lot of it'll just come down to keeping your controller alive, because instead of a box, now you just put a smoke. That's basically what everyone is opting to do on this map nowadays, and I get it. It's the best strat to go for, and you're able to flow tree into a lot of different things with it. You can play into the market, you can play into the courtyard, you can even play back from tiles if you want to lurk watch. Like you can do so much position wise with this B push, which is where we're probably going to see Blue Water start with, as they will be on the attack. Actually, no, it'll be a bit of a mid press here to start things out. Bob, once again, taking up that duelist mantle. Both sides switching from Yoru to Neon. Go friggin' figure, dude. And Breaches as well on the shift. But that's all that'll change in these comps.
Okay, this is a lot of early presence from Trust and Plug on mid. Playing a lot more cheekier angles. Blue Waters have to be aware of this. Doesn't look like that's the case.
Bao is just sitting in this, and Jerwin's up even farther. They've taken the field, and now they'll try to take the round with grace. But maybe not dignity, with the way that Jerwin's sliding already. Trust and Plug up to the opener here on the pistol. We are playing Sunset. That's what we're doing.
And we're seeing some neons, that's for sure. That's what we're seeing right there. But honestly, yeah, this is Sunset, but I love that little quick play, from Trust and Plug. Obviously, it's a little bit riskier, because if you don't see any mid presence whatsoever, then that kind of just falls flat. Sure, you can go on those flanks a lot quicker, but it's still going to alert the other team, and they should have an easy time at going for the site. Doesn't matter. Blue Waters this time not really investing too heavily in onto mid. I expect to see very tempoed control this time, as Bob slides in first.
And Bao able to just hold it. Nobody able to spray it.
No way.
He's gonna double dip. Oh, on top of Mons, he's blind. What a turn!
For the ace?
Ace round 2, baby. Let's see it. Oh, Zeke doesn't want to give it to him. Zeke refuses. But the damage is far too done. Trust and Plug have a comp far more built than this, with Monsi on the Gecko as opposed to Welly on the Sova. And Bon Bao has a shotgun that can shut down everyone on this attack here in round 2.
That's something you don't really think about. How do the relay bolts really affect the Bucky reload time, or I guess the shot time? Not by much, apparently, because the Bucky is a very slow weapon already, and the amount of bullets that it can kind of pop out. And so a very easily dismantling of the Blue Waters before they could get anything going. This time around, they've got the weapons. Let's see if they've got the gumption. Bob already going in.
Same story, different episode, Von Bao! Never mind, it's a recap. And he's just going to keep this again. This is so disrespectful. Enough for Zoe to jump in on top of the paranoia and grab that back. But Trust and Plug still kicking and screaming through this round, making it a 3v2 before the post plant even connects. And Welly's on half. Zeke is fully chipped. Blue Water have no presence on this space. And Jerwin is now unchecked. Why are you not checking for Jerwin? Too easy peasy for the Neon, and Shondex stands alone in a whirlwind of Trust in Plug. 3-0 on the defense.
Y'all can't see me right now, but I am shaking my head at how that one went down. I thought that it was very recoverable at that point. The Blue Waters, they play that fight out on A just beside it to play those longer angles, right? You've got the better weaponry, especially to understanding that it's like a Bucky, a Stinger, all that type of stuff. Yes. Yeah, you're going to win that gunfight. And yet, Jerwin not running around, not sliding, not really making noise. They assume the Neon is nowhere near the site. And as a result, just walk through completely. Like you said, not checking that corner, giving up 2 free kills. Shondex tries their best to try and make that one. But information already given off the bat. Bombao can simply not be stopped. As looking for more kills, finds 2. That's unbelievable.
This is so stupid, dude. He held that the same way. Now 3 rounds in a row. But just no response yet. Improper. I mean, you really, you have no way to... Oh, dude, why did Welly pick Sova?
To me, I feel like the Sova might have just been a comfort pick.
It's gotta be. I mean, Welly's amazing on... He's one of the best Sovas in North America, but here?
Yeah, I mean... Personally, I still think that the Gecko is how you want to play this one out. The Breach, though, does offer quite a bit, so Shondex, the Fragger last time,
okay,
we'll be able to find one. Rolling Thunder online.
Oh, that's gross. Jerwin still escapes it because he's playing Neon, but Mikey is very vulnerable. He can still grab his gun out. Well, he can't land the shots, and Jerwin is so back. Instantly, the gravity shifts again, and Blue Otter, their one chance is evaporated.
That was looking so promising, and on top of that too, Zeke invests the Rolling Thunder. It's able to catch one. Sure, Jerwin gets away, but there's no world that we should have seen that kill happen. Just rifle not in hand, and as a result, Trust and Plug, they get a free round, 4 in a row now. Jerwin ready with the overdrive. I don't think that they're going to be challenging that A elbow anymore. They don't want to run into Bao, but Bao is now on this B site. Overdrive active. Jerwin going to be flying in, immediately paranoid.
Doesn't stop him, though. Walks right up. No bolts necessary. He's just going to fight till he's gone. But it'll give Shondex at least the neural theft to know how much presence is additionally in mid. Too much. We've got to head into B site, and we've got to do it now. Plug is already here, but at least Spike is safely planted. Blue Otter can try to go for the bun set post plant for once this half. But Plug already here and already spraying through. They really do know this. And while this is the other map leaving the pool, it's clearly the one that Trust and Plug feel far more comfortable and capable on. As they will just hold down the defuse, hold down the angles, and completely negate Blue Water.
Yeah, Trust and Plug not showing any cracks whatsoever, whereas Blue Water, it's one of those things where it feels like they think they've got the site locked down. Hey, we got the plant, let's just go back, let's get our post plant set up without doing the due diligence of really checking things, really making sure that everything is free. We saw just at the end there, just the retreat that was being called. Hey, just play that post plant. And immediately too, sure, I joked about the box being removed, but it almost looked like the Blue Waters didn't realize that that was the case. They went back there and immediately were just kind of sprayed down. It was so simple for Trust and Plug to win that one, and they've got 5 rounds in a row. Blue Waters, they call a timeout, much needed to discuss some strategy as they come into this next round still with a broken buy. Bob has not found a kill just yet.
Really unfortunate stuff. But when Bob is the first person rushing in for each attack, and Bon Bao has just been able to intercept each time, it's not like she can get much done. Just not working this Neon as effectively as Jerwin is. And to be fair, Bobsta has not been known for her neon. In fact, she is more known for her Yoru, of all things. So, definitely out of her comfort zone, and Blue Water, it seems like, in general, they don't necessarily feel as comfortable on this map as other teams may. Perhaps they are already ready for this to be out of the pool. That'd be kind of funny. Patch announced, and the teams pick the maps that each other has stopped playing because of them leaving. It's entirely possible. That's my game theory.
Something, you know, the spear is only as sharp as its tip, right? Okay, so Blue Waters this time, they're just going for that dirty B execute. Thankfully, a lot of Cypher utility from Mikey will slow them down for a second. Excellent aftershock as well to delay even further as the execute is going to be underway.
Another execution. Pretty by the book here, and that means it's what Plug's expecting. Good fault line. Better shot by Jerwin. Better shots by Jerwin. He doesn't always need the slide, but it certainly does help when you're trying to get a 3K.
That was dirty. Jerwin still, even stunned up, is able to find headshot, and that was like, just crosshair placement.
Like, Blue Water, like I don't really have any notes on that attack. It just didn't matter this time around. Yeah, Jerwin is frankly going crazy this match.
100%, and you know, this time they did their due diligence. They checked the back of the sights there, and they went for the TP. I thought that was an excellent TP by Zostal. Go behind, try and cut off those angles, and yet Jerwin just head on a swivel. Tap, 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 and oh no, there goes the rest of the Otters. So Trust and Plug now up 6-0 with no signs of slowing down. This is going to be the round, though, that we expect to see Blue Waters change things up a little bit. This is why you take that timeout last round, see what you can do with your ultimate bank here, and you got to make sure that you find something. Bob, having that overdrive online could be what activates that attack on this A site. They are moving over to A yet again, despite the fact that Bao had pretty single-handedly closed the door on them round after round. But this time, they're going to try and make it happen again.
Bob, big opening up to top mid, just gambling that they're not going to make it back to meet her on the back in time, and she's right, but she can't follow up completely. Jerwin on 7 HP is still kicking. Von Bao tracked. Now Monsi tracked as well. Shondex will clear both of them with the help of the Hunter's Fury to field away. And Blue Water, it took a lot. It took a village, but they're on site. They've made the space, and it looks like they'll be able to win this round out. Yup. They will hold everyone on TIP back this time around, and finally, they are here to play.
But Tenric, I really hope that the story we're not weaving here is that Blue Waters need 3 ultimates to be able to win a single round on this.
But like they might, though, is the problem, is that they might. At this stage in the game. If Trust and Plug are this confident in their chokes and they're this consistently winning them, then Blue Water might just be psychologically driven to dump 3 ults into a round to try and win it.
And this is the interesting part too, because I don't think that they need to dump all of those ultimates. I think their stronger site is that A site, and yet they just keep on coming back to B. Thankfully this time should be a little bit easier. Only a Cypher in the back as the fault line goes across, doesn't find purchase, and so we should be able to see the Blue Waters get that spike down relatively uninterrupted. And all 5 of them will be alive for this post plan.
And now it looks like Plug are going to try and go for a mixed mid-push. Shondex unchecked in tiles and can at least land one. Bob trying to use that as an excuse to crunch, but she can't finalize. And with Thrash proc, she tries to press it, but fails. Trust and Plug get all the momentum back, have all of their players still standing, save for Teague. And just like that, what looked like an open site was never really one in the first place. It was just one that didn't have enough members on it. So Stoll stuck in the smoke, big spray, empty gun, get another one, 15 bullets left and 2 right in front of you. Can he save this? No. Jerwin defusing, Mikey killing, Trust and Plug so back.
That was crazy. I actually thought that that was a really interesting move by the Blue Waters, and interesting in a positive light this time, where they take the proactivity, they go into mid, try to set up that crossfire, and you could tell that Trust and Plug were a little bit caught off guard. Obviously, watching to make sure that when the Gecko ult went off, Monsi was going to be protected, but still, you could tell that there was a little bit of shock, and it just came down to pure gunplay from Trust and Plug that made it a little bit easier for them to win that engagement out. Now the Blue Waters, they're trying to make this one work yet again. Got enough money to be able to buy most of their weapons up here. And now they're going to be going in. A classic coming through here. Bow nowhere to be found this time, so a little bit more confidence as they move in on A elbow.
Beautiful swing in from Jerwin again. Exactly how you need to execute this if you're going to do it early, and Plug have liked doing it early. Now it's Bow's turn, and oh, he has missed this choke so much. What has it been, 2 rounds since he's upped it?
I know exactly.
Now everyone from Plug is here to play it. They're just going to keep re-upping this fight so they can't grab Spike, and it looks like it'll work. Cyber cages both have to be used to try to field this out to even sell a slow walk, but with all the pressure that these last two are putting on, it's still hard to generate that space, which is why the Owl Drone is used as well. And that is enough to force this 2v2 away into a full reset that we'll just tiptoe on over to B site. Both of us, as Trust and Plug forced to check mid first, and then they will hear the steps, the plant, the round escalate to one that Blue Water yet again have a shot of winning, but nothing in the tank except a fault line. How proactive do you get on top of this, Mark?
I mean, with that in mind, you have to just rely on being able to outfrag them. I think that, technically speaking, this should be easy for the Otters. They've got the utility to be able to watch that. As we see the recon dart go out there. 1 shock dart remaining. Okay, so both these squads don't have a lot of utility left.
Yeah, it's not like you can play stall post plant. You have to get in front of this and fight, and Plug arguably know that, so they'll get in front of it too. Of course, Mikey wants to fight first. Teague holding the line, Shondex to confirm, and both members of Blue Otter do their dance. There's your fault line to stall 1, and Mikey's gonna try and use that to open up,
Huge.
but Welly just barely contains the cross, and that should be all she wrote for Trust and Plug this round. Indeed, Welly, a 4K with the Guardian, and that was all because he was playing Sova the whole time. I'm so sorry. Hey, that shock dart did wonders, though. Imagine if he had just something stupid like an aftershock, right?
This goes here.
Well, not quite an aftershock, but...
Well, that's Zeke's job. My bad.
Yeah, exactly. They got the breach here. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're fine.
What's more important on that round, though, is we actually get to see that the Rolling Thunder is back online for Zeke. And I think that this is going to be a really impactful ultimate here. If they do decide to take the site by storm, Rolling Thunder's capabilities can really flush out that A site, make it a lot easier for this engagement to happen. Bob, especially on this Neon, needs a little bit more support in order to find some of these kills as easy as they would want. But still, it's slow and patient from the Blue Waters on their attack yet again. Gonna use that Owl Drone just to check that Bow is not there. That's how much respect Bow has garnered.
But Blue Water will still approach it. So with the TP, immediate mosh, and I don't think Zoe's even keen to it. No! He got on top of it. Now the check from Bob to extend elbow. And Hunter's Fury on the alternating lane to give her that extra space to reopen and take down Jerwin. The problem is, we've taken so much time with all of that the rest of Trust and Plug is already here. So, really tough fight from here. You've just got to open it up naturally. Zeke going to attempt to with the W key. Good for 1. So is Welly. Muncie. Can he lock it up, or does Welly give Blue Water a 3rd round? Wingman to stall, and Muncie makes it work. Plug her up to 8.
That's so annoying. Oh no, do I shoot little bro? No, that's just a fake out. As soon as I aim down there, I gotta shoot the Gecko. I should just watch for the Gecko. Oh no, he's getting a little close. I'm gonna get clapped. Okay, I guess I gotta shoot him. Oh no, and now the swing happened. Perfectly timed by Monsi. Fantastic job on that hold. It was so chaotic on the actual site. And I think that, you know, when we talk about Valorant right now, you brought up an excellent point, saying that it tends to be a little bit more deathball-y, especially playing around that Neon. And what we're seeing is 2 deathballs just kind of collide into each other. And that's why these rounds are getting so chaotic and so close. The amount of abilities that are being tossed out, the amount of stuns that are being tossed out from both sides, it's so hard to really just tell what's going on, and you just have to rely on your senses to be able to find those kills.
Another early default here from Blue Otter, but that just leaves all the excuses and time in the... I'll stop talking now.
Enemy remaining.
I will shut up. Just let this round happen, I guess.
I must wait a moment.
I'm sorry. To be very clear there, it's not like Jerwin changed like where he just slid back and he just outsped him.
Yep.
That goes there.
Yeah,
gameplay.
don't stand still on this map, dude. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. Like, just don't stand still. Go fight, because Jerwin's just gonna come fight you anyway. Kid's 19-5-4 right now. It's ridiculous.
It is really ridiculous. And I want to focus in on why it seems like Jerwin's Neon is getting so much value compared to Bob's. And I think it's just a team diff going on here.
Yeah.
You see that Jerwin always going in, and all of the members are always flashed up, stunned up. Some sort of status is on that, and that allows the Neon to just hop in there and completely capitalize on them. We don't really see that same thing happen. It feels a bit more discombobulated, if you will, when Bob is playing this Neon.
Spike down B.
Yeah, they don't feel as strung together. And Bob definitely isn't giving the same speed boost to Blue Otter that Jerwin is giving to Trust and Plug.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, any questions? I guess Zeke is technically one, but yeah, let's wrap up this half. Let's get in the meat potatoes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you called it. You know, really expecting a map 3 going into this 10-2 half. It's really looking like Trust and Plug should be able to do this, but we talked about this on the first map. Blue Otters, they started out looking not too good and then swapped around to the defense, and then suddenly we're looking a lot better. I'm curious whether or not this is going to be the same case because this is Sunset. But given how the composition is built with the agents, to me, it still says that it needs to be a little bit more deathball-y. They need to be a little bit more proactive. And that's not something that we've seen Blue Otter really be in charge of on this map. When they were trying to be aggressive on the attack, it felt like it was just kind of falling apart. A little bit miscommunication going on here and there. And so I'm a little bit worried for the Otters, but they got to get 8 rounds, starting with this pistol, if they want any shot at closing this series out. Otherwise, we're headed for map 3.
This has definitely got to be where it starts. No more excuses, no more time. Trust and Plug. Just doing what they got to do on defense. Same speed, same bravery, same ridiculous frags coming from Jerwin.
Thanks, little man.
And as Blue Otter is once again witness to a firestorm on site. It's like that community gif of Donald Glover opening the door with pizza.
Yep. Everything's burning down around him.
No matter what.
Oh, man. But once again, I mean, I will, you know, when we talk about Neon being broken, yes, Neon is broken in this current patch. I'm assuming that fixes will happen a little bit down the line. But the utility, the supporting utility was beautiful. Sure, Jerwin went in there and got all the kills, but at the same time, the Blue Waters didn't even have a chance to respond. They were all flashed up, all stunned up, and just kind of lining up. And so at that point, Jerwin's just walking in and clicking heads without much resistance at all. It's so well rehearsed with Trust and Plug, and obviously, when you have that support, it's no wonder Jerwin is fragging out as hard as he is on this map.
Back to me.
Well, he's on his way to the right fight again. Right into Zostal, who will take a page out of Bon Bao's book. And Bon Bao saying, hey, that's my thing, and taking revenge. But rest of Blue Otter are now able to converge and do the very same thing that Trust and Plug did to them on rounds just like this, except not with a gun advantage. Big buy up that will work out in the end here for Blue Otter, as just putting one player early on the elbow was enough to slow down Trust and Plug to a crawl.
Apparently that's the strat, huh? Just tuck someone down A elbow, specifically your Omen on the defense. Give him a shotgun, you know?
No, I'm
really
attacking!
Yeah. Unbelievable how much value that's gotten, but that'll stabilize Blue Water, being able to find that second round. So Trust and Plug now on the back foot here. As, you know, maybe Blue Water should just steal from their playbook a little bit more often. That looked like a very solid round for them. And this time around, Bob going a bit more exploring. moving up pretty far into this spot that we did see Jerwin play on the very first round of this match.
Readjustment to the inside of the pedestal, and that is absolutely gorgeous. Bonbao can still poke on a Shondex, but Bob will clean that up real quick, meaning that it's just that certainty of B-site plant that Plug is going for here on the save. Jerwin holding early, caught out by the Owl drone though, so he'll be forced back his first time of many. He's kind of able to retreat a couple times. It's kind of his whole thing. But Bob, good for 4 kills this time around. Playing Neon her way. Very
I've tried explosions.
touch and go,
Not the fan.
and kind of preying on whatever's weak rather than just running full force into that fight. And if Trust and Plug are staying as separated as they have been from time to time on rounds like that, then that can work out for them.
Yeah, I mean, it almost felt like that Neon style was like a very forward lurker. You know what I mean? Where it's just like you're not expecting the Neon to be alone in this weird position. And so you just kind of walk by, and then Bob's able to just feast on everyone being very scattered out there. An excellent little play from Blue Otters. But this is going to be the gun round for Trust and Plug. Seeing Bob be proactive yet again. Overdrive going to be activated. Everyone running out of B. But Jerwin ready for it. It is going to be a trade.
But it's to get the remainder of the B hold up closer to lobby so they can take the rest of that fight early, and they'll at least trade that out. It does leave A-Site quite vulnerable, though, leading Shondex and Welly to take a far back seat to this push. Almost hand the site completely over. They'll have more faith in their post plant, evidently. Shondex could peek this if he wants to. And he does want to, evidently. Very much on. And steps are going to give him away. Fault line baited out. And it was all to give time on this plant for the rest of Blue Otter to get back. Very well fielded. While Zostal does some clearing in the rest of mid. Make sure there's no wanton rotation or lurk watch. It'll still be a post-plant fight, but with far less util.
No traps on the back line either, so Zostal will be able to move up here on the flank.
First pick off from Zeke. Plug attempting to re-extend into the back, but Blue are far too prepped for that. And Trust in Plug, deer in headlights here on A-Site. First by spotting Shondex, now by spotting the remainder of Blue Otter. Continuously backing away is Bonbao, who will find at least one more, but be the last defender on this A-Site to give Blue Otter their 5th round of the game.
Yeah, and once again, I wonder if this is just a little bit more proactivity that we're seeing from Blue Water, which is going to be the solution on their defense. They push out fast out of mid and immediately garner the space outside of B as well, meaning, hey, it's got to be an A-site hit. And immediately you saw the defenders on that A-site start to rotate around, get ready for the shock, because as soon as Trust and Plug realized that all that ground had been kind of given up in that initial gun duel, they were like, okay, we have to hit the site and we got to go fast. And as a result, the Otters were just kind of ready for it. The fact that Shondex stayed alive in the middle of all of that as well is kind of unbelievable. Still, like you said, looking for that extra kill, but more importantly, able to escape with their life. And just like this, yeah, the early smoke to make sure that they don't give out that information early on. It is a a lower buy for Trust and Plug, but they move up, get Jerwin the ultimate, Overdrive now ready, which is a deadly tool, especially in Jerwin's pocket. Trust and Plug just getting a bit more clearance before they decide to take that middle space, as the Blue Waters might be thinking about pushing out of that A site, and that could be good info.
Yeah, they could kind of take the fight anywhere they want to. It's going to be Jerwin who makes the call, though, and with Bob missing the shot, it's Jerwin who will open up with the overdrive, and Mikey on the quick follow-up after Shondex tries to save face. Plug rush B-site, and it works out perfectly. Now a neural theft to guarantee the other position of the two. Give an easy proc as to where Welly is, who is the biggest uncertainty of this round. No longer. Zostal already checked, and now Bonbao has an op in his hands. That's not going to waste anytime soon. A wingman to stall out Welly, who they know for a fact is at this lobby. It'll be Monsi first to check it with still a worse gun. Watch yourself. Okay, T cleans up. And Trust and Plug will get to 12 on the Thrifty.
And once again, I think that the thing I'm noticing about Trust and Plug is their utility is so well coordinated with how they want to engage on these sites, how things go out there. There was one moment when they were pushing through where, you know, the flash goes off just at the perfect timing, allowing a couple of kills on the actual site to happen. And I think that it's that speed and just decision making. Sure, we talk about the macro, but the actual execution onto the site and the micro plays to make sure that the utility is supporting, obviously very clear with when we see Druin get set up for success, but also too with the other members as well. And just like that, Trust and Plug, they're on map point, looking to force out map number 3, Haven, as the Blue Waters call for their second timeout now. They got to start to scrap something together here. Zeke 1 away from getting that Rolling Thunder online.
It's going to be about reallocating for the long haul. And being able to play preventative on a top extension like that. Bob, simply put, cannot be pushed into a situation like that where she can so easily miss a shot.
Yeah.
There needs to be a heavier sandwich on top mid the moment she's pressed out with that smoke now. A good condition that will force Bob to not peek top mid and the rest of Blue Water to play even farther back than they did last round. And so Trust and Plug, they'll just dip in the well again. Give less to mid, put more on a site push, and execute pressure just about everywhere.
They have so many rounds to work with too. I think ultimately, like, Trust and Plug feel so comfortable about themselves. And especially, too, if Bao finds Zostel right off the bat, taking out one more agent for that information. Bob gonna be watching with Yon.
And she'll find it, but not before Bao cuts her down to 26.
Oh, yeah.
And now stuck alone on B site while Trust and Plug overtakes A. But consciously, with that Thrash first proc getting used, and Hunter's Fury chasing down Monsi, still standing. First blind on a Jerwin, not enough to facilitate a full push, and in fact, Mikey can hold Link the whole while and take care of Welly. And now it all comes down to just, do you want to take the fight? Jerwin would love to. Will get trounced though, and that's enough to justify a Rolling Thunder. Will not get the job done. Too much space for Trust and Plug, and they look so good on this map. Shame it's going away. 13-5 victory to take us to Haven.
They looked so good on that map, and I really do think that it comes down to the level of synergy that they were playing with on this map. Once again, the utility coming out just to be able to support, setting up flanks, playing with map control. It felt like they were playing more as a cohesive unit, whereas Blue Water felt a little bit more scattered around the map and almost looked like they were guessing what was really going on. It didn't seem like there was as cohesive as a strategy. And so as a result, I mean, it's just easy trouncing onto them is, well, now we've got map 3 just over the horizon.
Yeah, are you able to enable again, or is the cohesion dropped from Trust and Plug once again? We'll find out when Haven comes in just a couple minutes.